All right. Hello, everyone. Well, my test tonight is already a failed attempt already. So we're just gonna forget about me trying anything new right now. Maybe Wednesday. We'll see. Oh, so how's everyone doing tonight? I see, we got four eyes here. Not being funny or anything. Hey Deb, how's it going? Yeah, I know. I started actually on time. It's a little weird. Not something I normally do. Hey April. Hey Grace. So hopefully Wednesday I am gonna attempt to use a new stream service, and we'll see how that goes Wednesday. I was gonna do it tonight, but I was having more technical difficulties with my laptop. Um, Hopefully I'll get the right cord this time. Very true, very true. Oh, hey April, I hope you had a good birthday. Hey, Artidius, I am gonna be using Restream on Wednesday. Um, Eventually I want to get into using OBS. My kiddo is supposed to attempt to help me use OBS, but we haven't gotten there yet. I am not that advanced. uh, and then I finally got bubble water back again, y'all. I was worried. I didn't have any canisters, and I didn't have any no canisters, no bubble water, no cans of bubble water. It was a sad day in Mousey's house. Sad day. Oh, also gross. Hey, I love my bubble water. Oh, yeah, that's what I did, Grace. I saw it and I was like, I don't know what my kid thinks that I'm capable of doing, but this is not it. I was like, nope, nope, not me. Not ready for that. Um, so I had some interesting findings in the aquarium. Oh, Restream and OBS. Yeah. Well, bubble water is not everyone's cup of tea either, or cup of water. But we won't get into that. Um, so I had some interesting findings um, in the aquarium over the weekend. You know what, Fishner? That is an experiment we need to have. We will check into that one. Oh, I'm sorry about your birthday cake. I'll get back to the aquarium story in 1 second, but so April, I remember it was 1992, and we had just moved back to Georgia from Alabama, and it was weird because we had moved in the house that my parents lived in when I was born. So we're back in our original house, right? And it was my sister's birthday, and she wanted a strawberry cake for her birthday. So her and my older sister are making the birthday cakes. My parents worked a lot. Sometimes they forgot. We didn't hold it against them. But the oven was broken, and we didn't know that it had messed up. And apparently neither did my parents at this point. But it burnt my sister's cake. Like the whole top of it was burnt because I guess the top eye had also come on to the broiler had come on instead of just the baking feature. Yeah, but I don't know. Somehow the whole top of the cake was burnt. Bottom was fine, and my older sister ended up cutting the top part off, and it was fine. But my sister was upset, and she had to blame someone. So she blamed me because apparently I broke the oven, and it was my fault. Her birthday cake was ruined. But I was just like, I don't know how I did any of this. And I was like, I'm gonna go just watch TV. But I am sorry about your birthday cake. I know it's kind of devastating when something doesn't work out like that. Oh, Darth, you would so drink fizzy water. You do not know how good the fizz water is until you'd have the fizzy water. April, we need to you need to find me on Discord after the after the stream tomorrow at some point. We have to rectify this birthday cake situation, okay? But get in touch with me and we'll talk. Hey, Juju. Hey, Mrs. C. You can add booze to it. It makes it better. I've accidentally put rum and pineapple juice in my fizzy water once. She is in shenanigans? Okay. Well, I will come find you if you don't come find me. We will hook up in the next day. Oh no, then never mind. Don't do that. Add some flavoring to it. My kiddo likes to add the Hawaiian punch, like the water bottle additive in it, full of sugar, and you can add some monster to it. Caffeine pep you right up. But congratulations on that. I'm glad to hear that. Hey, fish nerd. So yeah, okay, back to the aquarium situation and the plants. Okay, plants are all good. We're going good on the plants. But so I opened the top of the tank to just check on everything, and I noticed something I hadn't noticed. It had been like 2 days since I looked in on everything, just because I'd gotten busy, and normally I check every day. But I noticed that when I had moved the plants that had popped back up again around, that there were some new little friends in the tank, and there were these little floating plants everywhere. So I ended up with duckweed. And I was like so happy because I've been like, I wanted some of this duckweed that everyone seems to hate. I was like, the duckweed needs love too. So I'm all excited about the duckweed. So then I'm like showing my kiddo earlier, and I was like, hey, you got to see what I got here. And we open it, and I'm looking, and I notice we have something else in the tank too. Apparently, Fish Nerd also sent me snail eggs. So I have baby snails in there. And yes, you are right. But you know what? Every day that you are until you get to 30 is a day to celebrate too. But yeah, I am super excited about the snails and the duckweed. My daughter, however, and the other kiddos are all like, but there's snail eggs, and we heard you had to crush them, and I'm like, well, we have a lot of water around here. We can just transfer all the snails. I was like, we will be good. Hi, Suzanne. How you doing? How's it going? Oh, and then so I do have a 20 high. I do have a 20 long. No, I was not going to do that. I was like, no. That's what I told my kiddo. I was like, I will have enough water to move those snails around in. And was like, and if I get too many, I just send them back to Fish Nerd. I was like, they'll just go right back to him. I was like, who did you hear that said we had to do this? I was like, you don't have to do anything. I was like, snails are not, I was like, we don't even know what kind of snails these are. So we don't want to just, assume we're going to have to do anything to them. But no, I will be taking them to little adoption places. You know what? I will have a plethora of snails here. You know, we do not cull in this household, not on purpose. We won't talk about sea monkeys, but that was a different scenario. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I told him. I was like, we don't have to do anything just because you heard about it online. And that's another thing we're going to get into. Um, you know, If they are a saltwater variety of snail, yes, they could live with the sea monkeys. Snail sickles too. And like, snails actually keep your tank clean from what I hear too. So, you know what? Now that I don't have to go source any snails, like I'm like already on top of the game here. Like I got snails. I'm good with that. Um so I know how to keep, brine shrimp alive. I'm good with that. And I don't think I can reach Fish Nerd's capacity here though, Juju. I just really don't. Oh yes, we will. I'm gonna have to break down this whole sea monkey thing because you know I'm about to start changing the way some tutorials get done around here. Hey, Christola, that's my girl, Christola. But so when I jumped into the whole sea monkey game back around my birthday, back in January. Oh, that's cool, Christola. Well, I'm glad you came. I've missed you. AC, it may have been because I changed the time. I've noticed that when you change the time on your stream, it kind of messes, I think, with the notification system. Um, so when I jumped into the whole, when I jumped into the whole Sea Monkey game, right? So I'm looking into it. I'm watching all of these, tutorials, all these, you know, people who are raising them, and you know, I was watching everything. Like I was deep diving the sea monkeys, and um, so I jumped into it. I'm like sitting there, and I'm like thinking I've got this all down. I've got the salt, I've got the water, I've got the containers, I've got the air, I've got the bubbler. The only thing I didn't have was the heater. That heater was very important, and they should have. And no one said that. Everyone said the heater was optional, but um, yeah, that heater is actually very important. Um, Suzanne, yeah, we did do a panel before, and we will do one again. We have actually talked about that. So, you know, I'm going on a trip the 30th of April, and when I get back, I'm gonna start, scheduling some stuff with peoples and stuff, and uh, yeah. So eventually, Fish Nerd will be back, and Grace. You know what, Grace? I'll talk with you, and I also want to talk with Mrs. C, and eventually AC. Yeah, everyone's gonna get up here. I'm gonna get Darth in on this. You know, we're gonna have some we're gonna have some stuff going on. Um, uh, but so with the tutorials on doing a stream together, yeah. Not all of us at once because that would be very chaotic, but at different times. I've been throwing some idea around, got some ideas going with Juju. Me and her got some things going on. Maybe she'll be back soon. We don't know. Not putting a time frame on anything, but with Juju though. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of tutorials on stuff, especially since the sea monkeys, right? And it's like they always show you like all the, like perfectly done. Like you do this, 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 and this, and you're going to get this outcome. And yes, theoretically you should, but you're not giving everyone all of the like the parameters, right? Like all the variables, like okay. Um so with the sea monkeys, okay, they said you needed salt, you needed a container, you needed this much water, you needed the brine shrimp, you needed the food. You get all of that. But what this, even the sea monkey company doesn't tell you when you purchase their thing is that, you know, you do need to circulate that water. And some of the kits come with a little water circulator. It's like a little, uh, they call it a bubbler, but it's just a really big pipette, almost like a miniature turkey baster. And it just doesn't, it's not enough for one. And then the heating, the heat, they tell you to put it in a window. Well, that's great if it's summertime. But if you're living in somewhere where it's 8 degrees outside, everything in your tank is going to be dead by the next day. So, you know, it just is what it is. But you need to tell people, like you need some way to tell the temperature of your water, right? So you need a thermometer. Like you got to list everything you need. And some people do and some people don't. And it makes it really hard to navigate these tutorials and recreate them. And it's very frustrating. It really is, especially when you want to build something. Like right now, like I'm sure if I wanted to go and make a homemade filter for my aquarium, I bet you at this point I could do that because I've watched enough of the videos, and it's not really hard per se. If you have an air pump, you can make an air driven filtration system for your aquarium, no problems. You just need you know the filter media. So yeah, I've just learned, if you're gonna try to learn how to do something off the internet, you're either gonna be really good at doing that or you're not. Like I have my youngest kid, right? They are always teaching themselves how to do stuff off YouTube. And I asked them, um, how were you able to teach yourself all this stuff? And they said, well, it took time, obviously. And yes, anytime you want to learn something new, it's obviously going to take time. But they said when they tried someone's, a way to do something and it didn't work, obviously you try again. But they always made sure, they looked for, what they had in the description. Like if they didn't have everything you needed, then they would just skip it because they didn't want to waste their time. And that's understandable. It's been pretty eye-opening that my 17-year-old, oh goodness, my kiddo is 17 now. My 17-year-old has been able to figure out all this before I could. So, but you know what? If you have tried to do all this stuff and you're showing people how to make it, you don't have to put it on the same video. Obviously show them how to make it start to finish. But then also do like a follow-up video and say, look, you know what? I did this, but here were my failures too. And there's not a lot of people that will talk about that, because I have failed a lot with my sea monkeys. And it's like I could tell when the tank was about to crash, like when everything was about to go south. Because it's like you could tell like the water would start to get cloudy. It wouldn't be, things were off and you could visibly tell. So at that point, that's when I'm getting like more salt water out and transferring the little, like I'm sitting there trying to save these guys with a turkey baster. I'm like, Okay, let's see how many of you guys I can actually get out of this tank before it completely crashes. So, yeah. If you're gonna follow a tutorial online, watch a lot of them. And I mean, seriously, watch a lot of them. Because just one is gonna probably not be enough. Because, yeah, like, most of the sea monkey tutorials I watched said in 30 days you would have a tank full of sea monkeys. It took me 3 months. So, yeah, it takes time. However, I've already got a jump start on my aquarium thanks to Fish Nerd. and I've asked him a lot of questions. Yeah, like, and honestly, y'all, if I had not had Fish Nerd to constantly bother with questions, like, I was asking him a ton of questions, I probably would never have gotten those things growing. So, yeah. I would also say, hey, go find a forum group. I know Reddit has some stuff on there that's not, always horrible. um, but yeah, yes, and I'm glad that AC is feeling better. I am so glad AC is feeling better. Getting sick and not feeling good really really sucks. Yeah, you know what? That's a good idea too. Because anytime you're gonna try to do something, there is always someplace local you can ask. Um, you know, my husband needed to fix something. He went into Home Depot and just started talking to people, and they told him what he needed to find to be able to fix. I think it was our back door. The lock on it had broken, but I mean, like, the whole door had messed up. Yeah, he had everything he needed in like 20 minutes. So it sucks, and I get it. Like, if you have a problem talking to people, if I didn't have my husband to be the introvert, or no, the extrovert for me, dude, we'd be in trouble here, because I'd be like, I'm not going in to Home Depot and talking to anyone about anything. So, yeah, I'm just, yeah. And I'm gonna try to stream on Wednesday, guys. We're gonna see how it's going. Uh and I've told a few people about it, but I haven't really talked about it very much. Brian, my husband, Mr. MOuSEY, as everyone likes to call him, he has vascular disease. And it's been a couple of years since he's had any problems. But he woke up last week and he had a sore on his leg. And the last time this happened, when he woke up like that, it took him 3 years to fix the problem. Now, that being said, when that happened the last time, they didn't know he had vascular disease. And they also didn't know how to get the wounds to heal, because they didn't know what was going to work for it or not. So, 3 years later, out of wound care, he was healed. Bye, Christola. Have a good night, sweetie. 3 years later, though, he was out of there, and we knew how to take care of it. And it's been a lot of preventative going on with him, like, through the years. Everything from leg pumps to uh, compression stockings, leggings that he wears, to like these Velcro compression things he wears. He's got a lot of medical gear. Um, but we're keeping an eye on it and making sure he's okay. And he's been on antibiotics and everything, and it looks like it's doing better. So If something happens and he starts getting worse, then I will probably dip out for a while, maybe a couple of weeks, just to focus on helping him get better. But as of right now, he's doing okay. So, we're just keeping it one day at a time. But, it is what it is. We knew at some point it could happen again. Luckily, he's not getting any worse. So that's an upside. Normally by now, like a weekend, you know, he'd already have issues. And I know, put out the good vibes. And I'm trying to. Like I said, I'm keeping it day at a time here. So, but yeah, I just wanted everyone to know, like, if I got to dip out, for a minute, that's what's going on. His blood pressure's been a little wonky too. So that's what I'm kind of worried about. But like I said, he's doing good. He's still getting up there and everything. And it hasn't gotten, the wound has stayed, it's not like it's fine. But yeah. But yeah. So other than that, that's about all I've had going on this weekend. Oh, I did find something, you guys. Yeah, thank you, Juju, for going double hard on the vibes. It's hard not to worry, especially when you've been through it before. But down back to the gardening, now that I, went off hard left again. So gardening, right, y'all? After I had the whole aquatic gardening situation, yay for aquatic gardening. Um, we were working outside this weekend, and I did a lot of weeding, like a lot of weeding, and got my whole sage garden. Oh, thank you, ACE. Wrong one. Okay, so my internet lessons, right? I'm gonna sum it up for you real quick. It's and I'm still going because I got to show you all some gardening stuff too. But and it kills me that because Grace, my 16-year-old, figured it out before I ever got there. They were like, you can tell the ones that are. You don't want the streams that are like super well made. She's like, everyone that has like those streams with the great transitions, or not streams but videos, and they're like, first you do this and then it's going to look like this, and they're not showing you the process. Like, you really have to deep dive this stuff. And even if you think that you can watch a tutorial and learn how to do something, you're not going to be able to do it from that one tutorial alone. And if you can, kudos to you. You found a really good tutorial off the rip. But um I've also learned that people don't want to admit their failures. Like, it is really hard, but they don't want to say, hey, look, I can do this, but I'm not going to show you the 10 times I tried to do it and I messed up. Which, if you did, that could help people. It's like, don't be it's really weird, but you don't, you're not going to learn unless you fail. Yeah. um and like, when it equates to the sea monkeys, right? Everyone said, well, they did this and this, and after watching about 50 different people that said they did this and this, each one of those videos had like one piece of information that the other video had left out. Like, not dechlorinating your water so your brine shrimp eggs hatch faster, or adding baking soda because it adjusts the pH of your water. or, you know, making sure you put your tank in the sun so you're growing algae. And it's like all these things were like left out, and they're like big pieces of information. And then they never put in like, none of them would ever put like all the information in the description box. And I get it, it's hard, it's a lot of work, but I have learned to look at the people that will show you their whole process. And if they're not going to show you their whole process, then I keep clicking on the wrong thing. Then, skip it. But and I've learned try not to be too critical on those people either, because at the end of the day, some of them, you can kind of tell the people that are passionate about something to the ones that are just trying to make the money. And it's hard, but it doesn't mean that there's no value in that tutorial. It just means that they've made it for a different reason. And it's like with any content, I've learned you have to watch, like Fishner said, 5 to 6, it's anything from a tutorial to, you know, even if you break it down to opinions, if you can't see the whole thing around it, like everything, then you're not going to make a very well informed choice, and whatever it is you're trying to build is just going to fall apart. And that's pretty much what my big lesson on the internet has been learned. It's like, I know people will sit there and you'll hear them say do your own research, but you kind of have to. It's kind of something you've got to do. So that was my big life lesson that I learned, out of sea monkeys, from those little bitty sea monkeys. So, yeah, and avoid the rabbit holes. Well, no, sometimes you actually have to fall down those rabbit holes in order to, you know, well, a tutorial rabbit hole. Fall down those, but don't fall down one of those. I'm gonna watch all the comedy videos on YouTube for 2 days straight, or all of the little cute fuzzy cat videos. But cute cat fuzzy, who couldn't fall down that rabbit hole? I mean, I like cute fuzzy kitties. Okay, so that's what happened there. Now let me see if I can, remember how to pull up these pictures from, my phone to the internet and go from there. Um, Let me see if I can do this real quick. Okie dokie. Let me just keep talking about nothing here. Oh no, I have to log in. This is gonna suck. I'll just send it to, yeah. We'll just do that. Oh boy. But yeah, no, I found a picture of my rose bush from like 2019, from before, everything shut down. And I was kind of like thrown back, because it's like she was still big. Don't get me wrong, she was still big, but she was not as big. Okay, let's see. Can I find it? No, I can't. I did find the pictures of our bunnies, though. All right, let's do this the hard way. Open Facebook. There we go. All right. One second, y'all. Let me show you this. This is the mini rose beast here. So let's see if we can find it. Found it. Okay. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is okay. This is May 4th, 2020. So let's open this bad boy up. Okay. Go ahead and close out Jackbox from last night. I wasn't thinking about, yes, my hose beast. Yes, my rosebush did almost eat my phone. We had to literally get oh man. I dropped it off my deck and it fell right into the rosebush. I forgot that it even happened. That was not fun. Luckily, we had a rake that we held her back and another rake that we fished her out with. So, yeah. Oh, that was so much fun. I love my husband and my kids because otherwise I'd have lost that thing. Oh, my Lord. My rosebush will eat your phone. Yeah. Okay. Let's find. Okay, so let's go back to May 4, 2020 and see what the hose beast looked like then. Oh, my Lordy. Okay, can I make this any bigger? You know what? Hang on. Let me try something else here real quick, y'all. Let me remove that so you can see her a little better. Hang on. Okay, save this as Hose Beast 2020. Okay, okay. Now, let's open that picture. And zoom her in a little. There we go. That's way better. Now let's see if I can. Okie dokie. Okay, now let's try this again. Nope, I don't want to slide. Okay, let's share this whole stream here, or this whole window screen thing. All right, y'all. This was 2020. Okay. Yep, it was on Star Wars Days, May 4th, 2020. And see, right there, she doesn't go all the way back down the. You can actually see that I have a whole porch there, right? So that was, and she's going to bloom pink this year. And as you can clearly see from those pictures, those are white blooms. But she is going to be a little darker pink than she was last year. Like she was white, and then like last year she kind of had a tinge of pink to her. This year she's gonna have a lot of pink to her. So now let's show the hose beast. Let's see if I can get this one shared too. Hang on. Yeah, I know I can do this from Google Photos because I already had that up, but nope, wrong one. Did I actually get a front photo of it? Oh no, now I can't find the other photo. Well, this one will do. This one will work. So, and now she looks like this. Like this bad boy right here. And she's got a great tree growing in the middle of her, so that's an even worse thing, you know. Yes, she has reverted to her wild roots. She was reasonably sized there. She was not taller than me at that point. Now she's like 9 feet tall, so that's kind of a lot. Kind of a lot there. So let's open her up now. Now she's like huge. I'll get a better picture of her. I'm going to get a picture of her when she blooms too, because wow, she is going to have a ton of blooms. Yeah. Now she is a wild, like, you can't see my deck at all through that. That's just like there's nothing there to be shown. Like you can't even see the wood. It's like no wood. So yeah, it's gonna be fun to trim that thing, but I'm gonna do like Darth Sidious said. I'm going to wait until she spits those blooms out, and then we are going to go snippety snippety. And yeah, she is very full of the mayhem right there, guys. So, and then you know what? Let me go ahead and share the since I'm already here on it. Let's go ahead and share the other thing I did. So I remember to take a picture of it after we'd already started, but I was like, oh wait, I got to take a picture of this before I weed this area. Because like I was supposed to send these to like Juju like months ago, and I didn't. But it is what it is. Okay, so now this is the okay. Like when you park your car and your driveway goes up to your house. Well, that's the way my little parking area goes. Oh, that's so sweet. Because that's what my little rose bush looked like in the beginning. She was just a little stick in the ground, and then y'all see what she became. Ginormous. And you know what? She would be beautiful. Totally pretty. Oh. But yeah, so you know, yeah, my internet has sucked for like weeks now too. Like it keeps dropping everywhere. I don't know what's going on with Xfinity in my area, but it sucks. It does. It so sucks. So we did some weeding this weekend, and I finally finished it. It was twice as bad before we started, but oh, you know what? Let me actually just save these pictures because that'll just be easier. So the beforehand and okay, you're gonna see a tomato cage in this picture, and there is a method to that madness, y'all. It was because I wanted to remember where I had originally grown my sage at, and it's a form of sage. It's called midnight sage, but I put it there because that was where we dug the hole and we put the sage in. So I wanted to remember where I did it. It's been there for like 3 years now. It finally came out because we can tell where the sage is going to come out now. But yeah, this is my sage, and oh nope, what am I doing here? So that's fine. Well, this is the area my sage is in before I weeded it, and we couldn't find it. it was pretty bad. So this is the before. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. The tomato cage is like we ended up with some kind of like wheat growing in there too. I don't know how that happened. Probably birds. Uh, the hummingbirds though, they love this stuff because it grows these little bell flowers. You know what? If you don't find one AC, I'll send you my one. I'll send you a piece of mine, and you can just grow it there. So, oh, but yeah, okay. That little area is way overgrown. You can see where I had started, like, and it goes. That's that's only one half of my house right there. There, the other side that I'm standing right at, it's a whole other side that long. It's like I want to say our house is like 16 feet wide. I think. Yeah, I think we're 16 wide. It's either 16 or 24 wide. I forget. I need to remeasure that. But yeah, that's the piece we were finishing up with. And now let's show you what she looks like now because now she's so pretty. Like we have totally cleaned that up. We have, pat myself on the back. I had a lot of areas like that to weed this year. It was pretty bad. Not gonna lie, it did suck a lot. And we cut the grass this weekend too, so all my neighbors now look like they have bad lawns. So, it is what it is. All right. So, let's share this one. Oh, I keep opening the wrong one. Okay. All right. Now do another one. And now what she looks like now. No, that's the I need to get the pineapple sage and my garden sage in this area. Um but I am going to get the pineapple sage this weekend. They're supposed to be getting it in. So I'm happy about that. I got some last year and it died before I could get it in because it was too hot. But I don't think it was going to make it last year anyway. It was just by the time I could get it, it was already pushing 100 degrees. So I'm like, I need to go ahead and get it in the ground, and get it going before it gets any worse, any hotter than it already is. But yeah, see, we finished that now. Now I just got to get the other plants in, and I've got oh yeah, some um and I got some sweet basil. I want to get some Thai basil too. And then the lemon basil and some lemon balm. Um but yeah, I am excited to get all my other herbs and stuff in there. Mostly my sage, because this whole area, like I said, this whole 8-foot area right here is going to be nothing but sage. Between the midnight sage, midnight sage, the pineapple sage, and the garden sage, I'm going to have all three growing there. And my elephant ears that are on either end of the house are starting to come back. So I am excited, y'all. Yeah, AC is completely right about that one. It is nice until you get a hurricane to hit you, which I can't say anything about. We've only ever had one actually come into Atlanta, so but hurricanes suck. I do not have a rosemary plant. I was gonna get one last year, and by the time I thought about getting rosemary last year, I was like, it's too hot to even grow anything, and I just gave up last year. But if I get there and they have the rosemary, and because I'm going straight for herbs this time, I already have all my vegetable plants out there. Um, but I am going for herbs, and if they're on sale, because they were like 5 for $25 the last time we went. So if they're still 5 for $25, I'm totally getting like 5 different. Well, no, I'm not going to get that many. Like I'll just do that like 5 times. No, that's way too many plants, and my husband will probably divorce me. So, but oh no, oh Juju. So we were out there weeding, right? And like I said, behind me, I put other stuff in there, and I had wild onions growing. And Mr. MOuSEY, and he knew my onions were there, right? He grabbed the onions and pulled them up. I think he left one. I was like, no, dude, what did you do? Because then when he pulled it up, it was like, he just grabbed a whole bunch of them and pulled them, and a whole onion came up. And he was like, oh my God, I am so sorry. Yes, exactly, fish nerd. Like, I tell him I'm going for tomato plants, and I come back and I've got like 16 varieties of tomatoes, everything from the cherry to the big heirlooms. And then I'll have some, zucchini and squash, maybe, a couple of watermelons, that whole line. I carried a watermelon. Yeah, I carried like 6 watermelons, but they were plants. So yeah, I get into my plants. Yeah, for me it's plants, for you it's fish. And pretty soon it's for me it's going to be fish and plants. Because you know what's great for when you're gardening, when you have to do a water change on your tank, you can put the water from your fish tank into your plants like fertilizer. Especially if you got to vacuum it. Oh yeah, plants love that stuff. I might have had an ulterior motive. I don't know. We're not talking about that yet. So, but y'all, it's pushing an hour, and it's been a long day. I wore myself out playing with the plants this weekend, and so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up tonight. Wednesday, I'm gonna figure out something to do. Um, if I stream, I've still got a ton of stuff going on. Um, but I will I will figure it out. Wednesday, there'll be something scheduled for Wednesday, I'm sure. But good night, everyone. Oh, on Shenanigans tomorrow, are we doing games? Did I hear that right? Is tomorrow another game night, y'all? Over on the Shenanigans? Hey, Juju, drop, or yeah, Juju, Grace, someone drop the Shenanigans link for the games. I may not or may be addicted to games. Yes, game night on Shenanigans. Woot woot. She is not wrong about that, Suzanne. You can wear, yeah. My husband wears shorts year round, but he does kind of wear like an underlayer of leggings underneath them, so you know he's got some really nice tan legs going on. They're not really his, but Fish Nerd will be there. I'll be there, man. Fish Nerd spanked everyone last night, y'all. Man, Sean needs to keep him on a leash. Just kidding. That was a joke. I'm sorry. That was so wrong. That was wrong of me. But you did spank us. Game night on Shenanigans. Woo woo. All right, y'all. I guess I'm gonna end this here. But I'll get with Fish Nerd and I'll start hitting everyone else up. We'll schedule some some streams because when I get back, full stream ahead. Literally. Boom, boom, boom. I'm bad with jokes. All right. I'll see y'all tomorrow. And y'all have a good night. Bye.